Oh, that's the wrong one. Into the scores. Come on, get professional, will you? Here we go then. So Cutler leading the way with 190 points. D-Dot sitting in second with 179 points. We've got Bajonski in third. He's got 162 points. Plenty of points on offer tonight, though. 3 races for you. LWR Millerman in fourth. He's got 148 points. Aldo in fifth, 141 points. Dusky not racing tonight, but he's got 131. Big pile of points he's going to miss out tonight, unfortunately. Rob Scott in seventh. He's got 126 points. We've got Alien Swift probing him just 2 points back with 124 points. Old Crawler in ninth with 120 points. We've got DMK Dominator 10th with 94 points. Bottom half of the table, we've got Hulky in 11th with 74 points. One Eye Lou in 12th with 68 points. Corky in 13th with 60 points. Vroom Room 3 in 14th with 50 points. And DDR Justin Gant right at the bottom there, 4 points on the board only. But not seen him for a week or two, so that's probably his season done and dusted. So this is the penultimate round. We have got one more round next week at Interlagos. That is going to be a full enduro. So make sure you stick around. Come and check that out next week. Like I say, we've got 3 races for you guys tonight here at Tsukuba. Just before we get in the lobby, stickers and t-shirts available. People, hit me up at darksmoker@googlemail.com or via the Facebook page and let me know if you want any of that. Right. Here we go then. So it's a 15-minute qualifier which has not started yet, and then 3 15-minute races. They are only allowed to use 1 compound of tyre per race, but they have to use all 3 compounds, and top 3 from each stage tonight has to carry over extra weight into race 2 and race 3. So if you're first, second or third in race 1, you carry extra weight over into race 2, and if you're first, second and third in race 2, you also carry weight over into race 3. Let's have a look, see who we've got in tonight. We've got Cutler, Old Crawler, LWR Millerman, Rob Scott, D-Dot, Alien Swift, Pajonski, DMK10, DMK DK10, DDR Hulky LF, and TRG Aldo. Just 10 drivers on track tonight. Dusky giving us the nod earlier that he wasn't able to race. Oh, it is qualifying now. Okay. Although he's got it set up as qualifying, practice, qualifying and race. He's actually using the practice as the qualifying. You can see the boys all rocking the, a few of the lads I think at least, rocking the Ukrainian themed livery. Has everyone got it on? Possibly. That's fourth. That's fifth. Okay, Cutler still rocking Chloe's livery. Sixth, yeah. Stop the war. Down with Putin and stuff. Aldo not getting the memo. Dominator picking the livery up. Says we stand with Ukraine. Was it Millerman that put this one together? Oof, Hulky getting it wrong in that final turn. Fires himself into the sand. Let's turn the usual nonsense on before we get into the deep dark bits of qualifying. Getting himself back on track then. So Podjonsky's got himself on pole position at the minute, 102.4. It's quite a short circuit, but it is very, very punchy. We'll chuck ourselves on board when Podjonsky comes around this corner. So there's no tyre wear or fuel depletion on in qualifying. Super soft tyres only. So let's get ourselves in this feud. So down the straight into turn one, which is a right-handed hairpin. Back on the power, little. Oh, that doesn't help me, Podjonsky. Ruined that. All right, we'll have a lop on with DMK10 then. DK10. Turn one, sliding it into there. I think he's got a driver quite close behind him. Yeah, Cutler following him through the left-right wiggle, then into the next hairpin. Again, just got to be so easy on the throttle coming out of there. You don't want to push yourself wide through the 90-degree right, keeping as much speed as possible on through there. Through the left, following it down to this third hairpin. And then up this back straight along the around the final turn, which is a long sweeping right-hander. Missed a gear there, DMK DK10, did he? Oh no, just staying out of the way, not going for that lap. Cutler comes flying through. That is a lap on with DMK DK10. So Rob Scott. No, because Podjonsky still got fastest lap, so Podjonsky still in the pits at the minute. So it's going to be Rob Scott second. Cutler third at the minute, 102.7. We are only just over halfway through quali. D-Dot into third, 102.8. Alien Swift now chucks himself into third, 102.7. Throws himself in front of D-Dot. D-Dot now fourth. TRG Aldo fifth, 103.0. Sixth, apologies. Millerman just going quicker, 102.9. Aldo now sixth then on that 103.0. Old Crawler seventh, 103.2. DK10 in eighth, 103.4. Hulky in ninth, 103.9. Podjonsky, who is actually on pole. We'll see when he crosses this first time in line. Go. There he is, Podjonsky back into that pole position spot. Just 600s quicker than, 800s quicker than Rob Scott. Whereas Rob got this lap, just coming across that line now, still second. Cutler still third. D-Dot still fourth. Swift 5th, 107.9. Milliman 6th. Aldo 7th. Old Crawler in 8th. DMK 10 9th now, and Hulky 10th. Oh. I'm not sure that's the right way to take that corner, Hulky, but each of their own. Didn't make it go any quicker. 104.2, unfortunately. It's quickest to 103.9. Can anyone take Bajonski off of that top spot? So yes, 3 15-minute sprint races tonight, and then we've got a full endurance at Interlagos next week. D-Dot spinning the tyres up through that first hairpin, just in front of Rob Scott. So the first lap or two might be a little bit chaotic because it's just going to be a great big pile of blue and yellow cars with a load of names above them. Yes, I will be able to see positions, but not all of them when they're all close together. So it might get a bit tricky first lap or two. Be able to see Cutler, we'll be able to see Aldo, and we'll be able to see Old Crawler. There for D-Dot. Again, sideways through turn 1. So they don't have the super soft in race either. They only have the softs, the mediums and the hards. They have to use 1 compound per race, and it's entirely up to them how they play that out. Seems to be a good mix of mediums and hards in the first race, a good mix of mediums and hards in the second race, and then most people go for the softs in race 3, but we'll see what happens. Oh, Old Crawler just going off in the background. That's picked him up some front end damage. Staying out of the way as somebody comes piling through. DMK 10 parked up as well. Again, I think just waiting for the odd driver to come through, not getting in the way on these qualifying laps. Bajonski still holding that pole position then. Rob Scott not been able to bring that time down. Millerman's gone quicker though, he's gone a 102.702, chucks himself into 3rd, pushes Cutler down. Where were you? 5th, Millerman, previously. Purple laps, purple sectors though. He's going to be able to hold that pace for the rest of this lap. Can he chuck himself on pole right at the end of qualifying here? Minute and 15 seconds left. I missed that timing line. Could have been up, it could have been down. You lot might have seen it, I didn't. Oof. No, not quicker. 102.7 then, so he holds that 5th position. So just 30 seconds left of qualifying now. They do get to finish any hot laps they're on. A couple of drivers are coming across the line about now, so they'll get another opportunity. But Bajonski potentially won't. No, he won't. 15 seconds left. He's nowhere near the start-finish line. that hairpin wrong, but that's not too much of a drama for him. He's already on that pole position. Rob Scott, not sure when you cross the line or not. Alien Swift has got himself into third, 102.601. Drivers are now going to chuck themselves in and out the pits and get their tyres on for race one. Scott trying to take out Cutler. See what drivers come out in. See what drivers flipping it. See what tyres drivers put on for first race. Nobody giving the game away yet. Oh, a couple of drivers left the pits. Who was it? Oh, still got the supers on. Waiting for the lobby to get reset then. A better view of that livery. Hashtag no to war. Race for Ukraine. Stop Putin. Lobby reset then. Wait for everyone to get back on track, me included. Managed to get in there before the game had quite loaded. Millerman then on the hard tyre for race one. Holkey also gone for the hard tyre. Old Crawler hard tyre. Hards on for D-Dot, hards on for DMK, DK10. Hards on for Aldo. Alien Swift has gone for mediums for race one. Like I say, I think that's usually the option, mediums and hards for race 1 and 2. Oof, Rob Scott's gone for the softs though. He does start in second. Is he looking to gain as many points as possible from race 1? So Johnsky's gone for the mediums in race 1. He's on pole. He's got Rob Scott right behind him in second on the soft tyre. And then it's Alien Swift who's on the mediums at present. I think that was the order. Yeah, mediums on for Alien Swift. D-Dot's got a set of hards on. Jake, evening, how you doing? I'm good, thanks. Who we're missing? Cutler's on the hards, Aldo's on the hard, so it is just Rob Scott then on the softs for race 1. Unless somebody makes a late dive in the pits. Mediums on for Pajonski. There's mediums for Alien Swift as well. Yeah, he's still sat in the pits. Hard tyres on for DK10. Rob on those softs. D-Dot on the hards. Cutler on the hards. Alien Swift on the mediums. And Aldo on the hards. Here we go then. Race 1. First couple of laps might be mayhem and chaos, not necessarily in that order, Jake, but we'll see. Yeah, the sim racing community does do a lot of this kind of stuff. See, we did the 24-hour race over the weekend. Well, some of the sim racing groups did. So we wait for them to get away here at Tsukuba. Lights are on red, wait for those to drop green, and then they'll get away. 15-minute sprint race here at this Japanese circuit. Pajonski then peels across the track, looks to block off any kind of attack from Rob Scott. Rob's got to use those softs to his advantage early on. Just runs around the outside of Pajonski there, not quite able to run it the whole way round. And there's lots of blue and yellow cars then. Alien Swift still holding that third, but LW on Millerman's up the inside. Rob Scott's up the inside of Pajonski as well through the second hairpin. Into first he goes. Can he make a break then on those soft tyres? Can Pajonski hold on to the rear end of him? It'll benefit Pajonski if he can. So Millerman into third, then Alien Swift has picked up a little bit of a penalty, drops that off the racing line. That allows Cutler to come through. Cutler takes fourth then, but Alien Swift got his nose up the inside of Cutler, not quite anymore. And now gets the toe up this back straight. Not able to make a move into this final turn. Aldo 6th then, D-Dot 7th, DMK, DK10. Oh, drivers exploring those track limits. DK10's run wide. Old Crawler's going to be next to him as they come into turn 1. He's got that to move up the inside. Little mistake there on that first lap from DK10. And Hulky just hanging onto the back end of this pile at the minute. There's a couple of different Ukrainian liveries, okay. So Rob Scott still leads then on that soft tyre, but he's not been able to escape. Pajonski has hung right there with him. Soft tyre versus medium tyre for the front two. Everybody else on the hards behind. We've got Millerman on the hards, Cutler on the hards, Alien Swift on the mediums. D-Dot leading this next pile, also on hard tyres. Aldo all over the back of him. Old Crawler just 0.4 of a second back. DMK Dominator. Looks like one of these drivers went off track. It might have been Dominator again. Hulky and Dominator side by side. DMK DK10 goes through. He goes sideways into the second hairpin. Hulky comes back at him. He doesn't like that thing sideways. He's still side by side with Hulky through there. He's had to back off now though, so Hulky gets that 9th position, but for how long I don't know. These two look to be having a right bit of a tussle. Back up front, Rob Scott then still got this man for company. Just 0.5 of a second in it. So tyre wear is on now, fuel depletion is on as well. Fuel won't be a worry for them, but tyres will be. Again, Rob Scott on the soft tyre, which will obviously be faster and grippier early on. As the race progresses, it'll lose its grip, it'll become a little bit slower. Pajonski's tyres will stay more of an average. Oh, a little bit of glitching there from Rob Scott as well. necessarily everybody can see that. Might just be me. Rob Scott does make a little bit of a breakthrough there. 0.7 of a second he's managed to get that gap up to. Bajonski's got to try and make that time up. Doesn't want to fall out of that slipstream range. And almost has now. 0.9 of a second. So once Rob Scott's out the slipstream range of Bajonski, once Bajonski's out the slipstream range of Rob Scott, sorry, it's all about Rob Scott just looking after his tyres for the rest of the race. Again, let's just have a flick on board and see what his tyre wear's looking like. Not too bad at the minute. Has still got Bajonski less than a second back. Alien Swift is back into third position though. He's had a good couple of laps on those mediums. Again, just been able to put those to use over the drivers behind on the hard tyres. Cutler into fourth, then Millerman fifth. D-Dot closed the gap into sixth, just cutting that turn a little bit. Lucky he didn't lose control. Old Crawler seventh, Aldo right on his rear bumper for eighth. Hulky now managed to pull a gap from DMK DK10. There's 1.5 seconds between these two. So two different Ukrainian liveries. Bajonski's not letting this one go. Can Rob Scott look after those tyres for the next 9.5 minutes? Bajonski's already thrashed the life out of his, to be honest. It's almost the same way as Rob Scott's softs. But he will have been driving them hard to try and keep up. Yeah, spinning them up out of the turns, trying to keep up with Rob Scott in front. Gap stretches to a second. Alien Swift then pulls a little bit of a gap from the drivers behind. 1.7 seconds he's managed to gain. It's a long way off the two drivers in front. 4.9, 4.8 seconds. But yeah, good battle brewing here. Cutler, Millerman, D-Dots all in a line. Cutler sort of comes in the pits. Sort of. Rob Scott then, maybe a tiny bit of a mistake or just a lap. A great lap there from Rob Scott. Not too sure. He's still pulling time from Bajonski. Yeah, he's spanking those tyres. Got to be careful he doesn't thrash them too much. Alien Swift 5.2 seconds down. Again, he's put those mediums through their paces as well. Dukes, evening brother. How you doing, my friend? Anyone want to do some marshalling? Go-kart event. See Dukes. Or me. Or stewarding. Or park fermate. Or anything like that. Sorry, Dukes, I've not got hold of Bob yet. That's enough of you, Alien Swift. Yeah, that gap just extending between Rob Scott and Bajonski. 2.3 seconds now, halfway through this race. Oh, Hulky's picked up damage. He ends up in the pits. I wonder if that's what happened to Cutler. I don't think I saw damage on board for Cutler. He's put on another set of hard tyres, as he should have. Yeah, I don't know why Cutler came in the pits there. Yeah, that gap getting ever bigger. 2.6 seconds then between Rob Scott and Bajonski. There is Alien Swift in the background, just coming through that hairpin. Still a good battle kicking off behind Millerman, D-Dot, Old Crawler and Aldo, all bumper to bumper up this back straight. There's Cutler in the background. Millerman leading this next pack through then. Is everyone on the hard tyres? Yeah. D-Dot looking up the inside of Millerman. Leaves the door open, does Millerman, but does carry a bit more speed through, does he? Still side by side with D-Dot. Yeah, he did carry a tiny bit more speed through into this second hairpin. Big piles of wheel spin. Oh, Old Crawler's run a little bit wide through there. It does just hold that position in the background from Aldo. Aldo carrying a little bit more speed through. He's got the outside line into this next hairpin. Old Crawler gives him plenty of space. Who's going to get the run up this back straight? Aldo's actually got his nose in front. He's going to have the advantage into this next turn. D-Dot in front is looking to run around the outside of Millerman there as well and gets the job done. Old Crawler losing that position to Aldo as well. Still could all be reversed in the next lap. They stick close enough together. So just over 4.5 minutes remaining. Rob Scott then 3.4 seconds, 3.5 seconds now over Pajonski. Tyres looking a bit painful for Rob Scott, but he's still carrying good speed. 104.3s he's putting in. 104.7 for Pajonski's last lap. And there is Alien Swift. 7.2 seconds back for third. He's got plenty of space behind. 4 seconds back to D-Dot. Millerman. Not really lost D-Dot, but Aldo has closed that gap right up. Aldo's going to be looking for a move into this next turn. Has a brief look up the inside. On board with Aldo, then chasing Millerman. Again, D-Dot just there as well. Old Crawler just in the background. Still there, Old Crawler. He's only 0.6 of a second down. Aldo hangs on to the back of Millerman through here. Puts his car in the middle of the track. Millerman not letting Aldo chuck one up the inside. Who gets the best drive here? Big wheel spins from Aldo coming out of there. Loses a tiny bit of time to Millerman in front. Straight just not quite long enough to gain that time back, unfortunately. Gets that time back though through the last turn. Old Crawler's managed to pull that time back as well. He's got himself bolted onto the back end of Aldo's bumper. Rob Scott in the meantime with 2 minutes 30 left on the clock, now 4.6 seconds up front. And this does give him only the mediums and the hards to use for the next two races. Pajonski's got the hards and the softs to play with. Alien Swift, the same combination. He's got the hards and the softs. He's lost a bit of time as well. D-Dot now 2.9 seconds behind him. Gained a second on Alien Swift in the background. Millerman under threat here from Aldo. Up the inside again, Aldo into this final turn. Through he goes into fifth. Millerman sixth then. Old Crawler seventh. Cutler eighth after that random pit stop. DK10 in ninth. And Hulky, unfortunately, picking up damage, ending up in the pits himself, having to get that repaired. So a fair way back for Hulky, unfortunately. We are going to see one more lap with Rob Scott Long way back now for Pajonsky, 5 seconds. Those worn out softs still working for Rob Scott in first then. Alien Swift lost a bit more time to D-Dot. He's only got to keep it together for one more lap. I don't think D-Dot's got it in him to take 2.5 seconds. 9 a lap, that's just over a minute long. There is the gap then between Rob Scott and Pajonsky. So played his strategy well, stuck himself in second on the grid. Chucked the soft tyre on so he could get the drive on Pajonsky. And this is the result. 5 seconds up the road. Pajonsky did well though, he's on the medium tyre. Did well to hang on to Rob Scott's back bumper for the majority of this race. There he is, just coming up that back straight. So Rob Scott is going to come through then to take the race 1 win here tonight. Pajonsky's going to take the second. Alien Swift, yeah, easily hangs on to third position. Plenty of space between himself and D-Dot. I think possibly your best result, Alien Swift. D-Dot takes fourth, then Aldo fifth. Millerman 6th, Old Crawler 7th, Cutler comes home to take 8th, DK10 is going to take 9th, there's Hulky just in the background. Ninth place then for DK10. We just wait for Hulky to cross the line to take that final position, and that is race 1 done. Race 2 coming up, another 15 minutes, reverse grid, and again the top 3 have to add extra weight on. They have to pick a different tyre compound as well. Rob Scott will be starting from the back of the pack with the most weight on. Ooh. Car's going sideways across the track. Yeah, Rob Scott's going to start from the back with the most weight on. And only a medium or a hard tyre to play with. Interesting to see what people's strategy is here in race 2. So D-Dot Racing is actually streaming his POV live on Facebook. So get yourself over to D-Dot90 on Facebook. You'll see him looking at you, probably with a baseball cap on. Tell him I sent you. Give him a thumbs up or some kind of emoji. And then get yourself back over here. Be quick. Sitting second in the championship as well is Pajonsky. He has just beaten Cutler in that race as well. So 4th for D-Dot, 8th for Cutler. Is it 8th? I don't know where that puts them in the championship. Still got 2 more races here tonight, so Cutler's still got a couple of chances to pull that, stretch that gap open a little bit. We're doing all right, Mr. Dottington. He's just asking me in the PlayStation chat then. How are you all doing, man? Oh, how are you all doing it? Oh, okay. Struggling on that hard tyre setup then, D-Dot. Yeah, so the top three carry over. They are 10.50 standard. So third place from race 1 now weighs 10.85. Second place weighs 10.87. And third is 11.09 in kilos. So that extra weight, different compound, starting from the back. Just being set up then. Won't be long before we crack on with race 2. Yep, everyone change your tyres, your cheats. Bob Scott then gone for the hard tyre for stint 2, starting from the back with that extra weight. So maybe looking to throw this race in the bin in that respect, knowing he's got the extra weight, knowing he's starting from the back. Going to struggle to make his way through the field. He's just spelled tyres wrong. Alien Swift has just spelled tyres wrong. DK10 Gaming, how you doing, mate? I'm alright, thanks. Starting from the front this race. Yeah, Alien Swift, you actually spelt tyres right. T-I-R-E-S is the American way of spelling it. You may be American, I don't know. What's old Crawler gone for then, tyre-wise? Medium tyre for stint 2. Millerman also medium tyre, DK10 on the mediums, mediums for D-Dot, hards on for Alien Swift, softs on for Hulky. Aldo gone for the mediums as well, still 2 drivers not on track. Yeah, usually the case, the mediums and the hards for the first 2 stints. Then a lot of drivers throw the softs on. Good old battle for the final race. Sonic livery for old Crawler. Little touch doing that for tonight's race with what's going on in the world. It's this man that's created it as well, LWR Millerman. If you want liveries for GT Sport or probably GT7 as well when it comes out, this is the man to go and see. Showing off his handbrake skills. Here we go then, race 2 coming up. Another 15-minute blast round here at Tsukuba. Reverse grid, top 3 carry that extra weight over. And all on a different compound as well. So was it Hulky put the softs on? Is he looking to have a bit of a stomp? What's Cutler decided to go for tyre-wise? He ended up third in the pack. He's gone for the mediums in race 2 then, Cutler. Wait for these lights to drop then, we'll get underway. They're away now then. Can Hulky make the softs work for him? quite. Oh, has he? Yes, he has just carried enough speed. No, DMK dominates. Sorry, DK10's chucked himself up the inside. Takes that first place off of Hulky straight away. Cutler also looking for a way through here. Hulky leaving the door open. Cutler will nab a position through there. Old Crawler looking to make his way past Cutler as well. Millerman fighting for his position, trying to get through between Cutler and Old Crawler. Unfortunately, that's just left the door wide open for D-Dot to run around the outside. Sorry, the inside, now the outside. Millerman comes back up the inside though. Now a drag race up this start back straight. D-Dot just carrying a little bit more speed. Got the toe from Old Crawler in front, so gets himself through into 5th. Squealing through there, cars firing off in all different directions when they actually gain traction. Rob Scott at the inside of Alien Swift there. Get ourselves back up front. Oh, DK10 gets a little bit of a tap, almost spun round. Cutler manages to make his way through into 1st. He'll go piling through that right-hander. DK10 into 2nd, then Hulky 3rd. Old Crawler 4th. All vying for position into these hairpins. Hulky's gone in massively deep. It's just to open the door wide for Old Crawler to go through. Hulky does get into 3rd though. Millerman right behind him for 4th. Oh, there's 4 cars heading up there. Millerman through into 3rd then. DMK through into 4th. Hulky down into 5th. Now looking to come back at DMK into the 1st turn. All kicking off here. Everybody keeping it in check, keeping it on track as well. Cutler still leading then. Old Crawler 2nd. Millerman 3rd. Hulky 4th. D-Dot 5th. Side by side with Aldo going through that right-hander. Aldo gets himself through into 5th then on that medium tyre. D-Dot 6th. DMK in 7th. Pajonski 8th. Rob Scott in 9th. And Alien Swift 10th. Cutler then up front has pulled a little bit of a gap, 1.3 seconds. Crawler holding 2nd at the minute. Millerman in 3rd still. Hulky holding on to 4th. Aldo and D-Dot still battling it out for 5th at the minute. On board with Aldo. D-Dot chasing. DMK, DK10 and Pajonski, Alien Swift and Rob Scott all looking for ways through here as well. They just start to stretch out now. Is D-Dot close enough? 0.4 of a second back. Don't think that's going to be enough to get him up this back straight. Not even actually gaining any time. D-Dot there loses a bit of time to Aldo. Aldo on the back end of Hulky as well, just 0.3 of a second back. Again, Hulky on that soft tyre. Going to be side by side as well, almost as they come out of here. Now Aldo holds the inside line into this right-hander. Hulky could do nothing, but give him that position. He's got to be careful he doesn't leave the door wide open for D-Dot to have a look at him as well. Might have a go back at Aldo here into this hairpin. He doesn't. made a tiny little mistake, or Old Crawler's put a blinder in, because he is now side by side with the race leader heading up this start-finish straight. Let's have a look at lap times. 1:04.1 for Old Crawler. Yeah, 1:05.2. Bit of a mistake there for Cutler. He's now got Old Crawler vying for that top spot. Dusky, evening mate, how you doing? Go on, DK10. It's all about this battle at the minute. Old Crawler pushing Cutler for that top spot. Cutler's having to do everything he can to defend here. Where is DK10? Unfortunately, he's down at the back of the pack. And away down as well, 15.5 seconds. Fresh tyres on by the looks of it, so yeah, he's just come out of the pits, possibly picked up damage somewhere. Cutler then gets a bit of breathing room between himself and Old Crawler. Was it a slight mistake from Old Crawler? Yes, it was. A 1:05.2 there for Old Crawler, so that puts him in touch with Millerman behind. Aldo just in the background there as well, 1.1 seconds back, still being hunted by D-Dot. Hulkie's not letting this one drop either, he's still only 0.8 of a second down, a little bit of a gap back to Pajonsky in 7th, 1.1 seconds back. Rob Scott trying to hang on to him now with that extra weight, as is Alien Swift in 9th. And then DK10 10th, yeah, 14.9 seconds down. Unfortunately, these races are so short that any damage you do pick up kind of wrecks it. Cutler not out of the woods yet. Old Crawler still chasing him down. Then Old Crawler just 0.5 of a second back. Millerman is less than a second back himself. Aldo not managed to close that gap up yet. Can Old Crawler harass Cutler enough into a little mistake again? Got a mirror full of Millerman, unfortunately. Millerman's still got to contend with Aldo just behind him. So just under 6.5 minutes left of this one. Cutler now 0.8 of a second over Old Crawler. He's not managed to make a break again yet. First hairpin. Just 3 seconds between the top four. D-Dot been dropped by Aldo a little bit. 1.4 seconds the gap back to 5th place D-Dot. He's still got 1.7 back to Hulkie, who's under pressure from Pajonsky here. Trying to look round the outside of Hulkie into this last hairpin. He's got himself up the inside, through he goes then. Can he escape though? Hulkie on the soft tyre. They are a little bit beaten up now. Pajonsky on the hard tyre and carrying extra weight as well. Has to go a little bit defensive on the run up this straight. Hulkie still pressuring him around here. Might get this position back into turn 1. Again, Pajonsky's gone defensive, chucked that car right in the middle of the track. Slams the brakes on the apex as well. Cuts off any chance of Hulkie getting that position back. So back up front, Cutler has pulled a little bit more time, 1.3 seconds. Old Crawler now under proper threat from Millerman, just 0.4 of a second back. still not out of this one yet either. Only 0.7 back from Millerman. D-Dog losing another couple of tenths there. Johnski past Hulky then. Hulky's not managed to get that position back. He's close, but just don't think he can use those softs anymore. They're a bit beaten up. He's going to be under pressure from Rob Scott as well now. Rob Scott in the slipstream range. Eddie and Swift, unfortunately, nobody to probe at the minute. 3 seconds down. And DK10 picked up damage. So he's had a trip to the pits, an unwanted trip to the pits at that as well. So Millerman properly under threat here. Aldo's right involved in this fight as well. On board with Aldo then, almost up the inside of Millerman. Just over 3 minutes remaining. Can Old Crawler hold on to this second? Good drive out there by Aldo. He's all over the back end of Millerman. He's up the inside. Millerman gives him plenty of space. Through Aldo goes then into third. What can Millerman do? Can he get that position back? It's now Aldo's chance to chase Old Crawler. Doesn't give him any breathing room either with that overtake. Still just 0.5 of a second. Cutler still only about 1.7 in front of Old Crawler, so a tiny little mistake could bring him back into the fray. Now can Old Crawler get a good drive out of here, keep himself out of the danger zone from Aldo behind. Aldo getting another good drive out of this turn. All over the back end of Old Crawler up this back straight. Thinks about it into this final turn. There's another good drive out. Not good enough though to close that gap into turn one then. Old Crawler's going to hang on to it for another lap. They are only going to see 2 more. This one and the last one. Cutler now 2.1 seconds up the road. So the little bit of defensive driving that Old Crawler's had to do cost him a bit of time to that first place. He's under real threat here from Aldo. Millerman still looking as well. Not only 1.8 seconds back, 1.9 sorry, so if they slow down any more he might get himself back involved in this fight. Old Crawler. Whoa. There is Aldo almost pushing him down the street. Now has a little look into this final turn. Backs off again. Looking for that better drive out. Still unable to get up the inside of Old Crawler. Or has he? Has he slung one up the inside right at the last minute? He has. Old Crawler's left the door open. He needs a good drive out here to hold on to the line into this next hairpin. He's got it. He's just not got to mess it up now, Old Crawler. Big piles of wheel spin for most of these drivers as they head out of these turns. Cutler then 2.9 seconds of the road, just about 15 seconds left on the clock. This is going to tick over into last lap. Aldo though going for a totally different line through that final turn. Now up the inside of Old Crawler. Nowhere for Old Crawler to go. Oh. Still side by side. Aldo though takes the tighter line, goes through. Sorry Cutler. Had to go and check that one out. So Cutler takes the win. Aldo comes home in second. That's a great drive by Aldo. Old Crawler, can't take anything away from him as well. finishing third. It was a great drive from Old Crawler. Old Millerman as well, fourth. Unlucky not to get a higher position really. D-Dot fifth, Pajonski sixth, Rob Scott in seventh, Hulky in eighth, Alien Swift in ninth, and DK10 10th after picking up damage early on. Yeah, great battle for second there. Old Crawler won't be happy about losing that in the final turn, but fortunately that's racing. So one more race to go, another 15 minutes. Positions set from race position, so wherever you finished in this race is where you start in the third race. Again, the top three still carry over that extra weight. Most drivers have got the soft tyre left to play with. Should make for an interesting final race. So Cutler's going to lead us away. He's got the soft tyre to play with as well, but he will be carrying that extra weight over. There you go, Aldo and Old Crawler. Great battle, yeah. Yeah, seems like a few of the drivers enjoyed that one. Crawler's frantically typing. He'll have something to say about that, I'm sure. Oh no, DK10, no. Did you end up in the wall anyway, by the way? Obviously ending up in the pits. Is that it? Old Crawler. All that time. Yeah, that's a shame. Yeah, going from one format to another, even going from pad to a wheel, it's like, don't get it, it don't work, it's broken. But then you get it, and then all of a sudden, like you say, you end up around your mate's house, or your wheel packs up. You jump back on pad, and you go back to the, I can't work it, it's broken again. You boys should be going for your pee breaks before the race. Last turn, carrying far too much speed up that back straight. Just running it wide, I bet. Full lap back to the pits. It's only a short lap, but it's still a full lap back to the pits. Everybody, look. D-Dot's asking for a 2-minute pee break. Millerman, Pajonski. What's happening here? Weak-bladdered fools. Yes, yeah, I know, mate, I know. See, I used to race, and I used to have a rig where I'm to my left, where I'm sat now in front of my computer. I used to have a rig set up in front of my TV and everything, but just didn't get a chance to race. So yeah, so you know, I ended up selling it all, and jumped in a lobby the other night with some of the guys from the Team Oliver Racing League. I think were they setting up for, I forget which race it was they were setting up for, but it wasn't a GR3 or anything. They had like N200s or N300s. It was not Nissan Fair Ladies and that kind of stuff. They were just having fun around NURBS. But yeah, I jumped on the pad and I couldn't work it. I think my L2 button's a bit sticky, so I think the brake was staying on a bit, and it was just like, ugh, what's the point? I can't even steer in a straight line, you know. So I did about half a lap of Nürburgring Nordschleife, and then after about 7 bins, I decided that's enough of that, so I turned it off. It was obviously broken. Alright, I better get myself in this lobby so we don't miss the start of race 3. Yeah, I think just picking up a pad, if you don't game on the PlayStation, just picking up a pad after driving on the wheel is like, why have I got this? What? This doesn't know. It's not right. So unlucky on Old Crawler. Could have been a second in the bag for you, my friend. Yeah, it's no fun, is it? You know, especially if you're used to doing half decent. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't anything special behind the wheel, but I could hold my own. Probably give you a lot of run for your money. But yeah, when you've gone from you know, like I say, one setup of a wheel and pedals, which sort of feels all supernatural and right, not as in supernatural as in ghosts and stuff, but like just really, really natural. Yeah, and then you flick yourself onto a pad, it's like, hey, what? I can't steer this pad, what's going on? There you go then, Cutler giving everyone the shout into race 3 here. Just the finals left to race next week after this one. A full endurance at Interlagos. Here we go then, Cutler on that front spot. Aldo second, Old Crawler third, Millerman fourth, D-Dot fifth, Bajonski sixth, Rob Scott seventh, Hulky eighth, Alien Swift in ninth, and DK10 in 10th. Another 15 minutes here then. The lights are on red, we'll wait for those to drop. And as said, I think most drivers are going to be on the soft tyre. They get away now, big piles of wheel spins. Cutler just holding the inside line. He has kept himself in front of Aldo for the time being. So Cutler leads then, Aldo second, Old Crawler third, Millerman fourth. Millerman up the inside of Old Crawler already, but Old Crawler might be able to hold it through this next turn. Oh, around the outside of Aldo looking, Millerman. Now the inside of Aldo. Can Aldo hold the line back into this hairpin? Tyres you on, Millerman. Soft. It's going to be 3 wide as they come up to this final turn, I'm sure of it. Old Crawler not quite able to carry the speed. Millerman does get himself through into second then, finally. Let's just have a flick through on tyres. So Cutler on the softs, Millerman on the softs. Softs on for Aldo, softs on for Old Crawler, mediums for Rob Scott in this final race. D-Dot on the soft tyre as well. Alien Swift has got the soft tyre on, soft tyre for DK10. Softs for Pajonski and Hulky on that medium tyre for this last race. Cutler then under threat from Millerman, now running around the outside. Oh, Cutler carrying the speed through there though. Now looking to run up the inside into this hairpin. Cutler keeping that car right in the middle of the circuit. Again, right in the middle of the circuit there for Cutler. Just sweeps it back across. Oh, Millerman tried to fling one up the inside. Gap not quite there. Just had a little bit of a love tap on the back end of Cutler. There is Aldo looking for that third, looking for second. Rob Scott has had a blinder. He's up into fourth already. Runs around the outside of, sorry, the inside of D-Dot there. Millerman again looking for a way past Cutler, trying that move around the outside through this hairpin. get the cut back through this next turn. He gets his nose up the outside again, but Cutler's just able to carry that speed through that turn. Millerman not quite far enough up the inside of Cutler to hold on to that position. Again, Cutler goes tight into this hairpin. Nowhere for Millerman to go again. Does he get a better drive out this time? No, Cutler again pulls away. Aldo's going to have a pop here as well. He's right on the back end of Millerman. D-Dot's got himself back into 4th past Rob Scott. Alien Swift in 6th then. Johnsky 7th. Old Crawler in 8th. DK10 in 9th. And Hulky now 10th. Struggle on those mediums versus pretty much everyone else on the soft tyre. Millerman again all over the back end. Cutler goes a little bit wide. Millerman's got the run on Cutler this time. Should be able to hold the line through this turn. Can he carry the speed? Is it benefited him? Not quite. Cutler carries the speed down towards the hairpin. Holds on to first by the skin of his teeth at the minute. Again, Millerman trying to get up the outside on this long back straight. Aldo now having a look at Millerman. That's D-Dot now squeezed himself through into this battle. Up into 3rd for D-Dot. Aldo pushed down to 4th. Rob Scott still right there with them. Alien Swift, Johnsky and Old Crawler. DK10 still bolted onto the back end of this pack. A little bit of a gap then back to Hulky. As mentioned, he's on the medium tyre versus most drivers who are on the softs. 1 or 2 of the drivers on the mediums. D-Dot's managed to squeeze his way past Millerman as well. Oh, running a bit wide there though, D-Dot. Does keep it on track. Doesn't pick up a penalty for that by the looks of it. Millerman got another driver to try and get past then. Aldo now under a bit of pressure from Alien Swift here in 5th. Old Crawler under pressure himself. He's got Rob Scott and Bajonski hunting his 6th position down. DK10 as well. Kept himself right in this fight at the minute. Still only 1.7 back. Slight mistake from any of these boys. Could allow Hulky to gain some positions. Now, these boys don't want to let Cutler go, that's for sure. Put as much pressure on that man as possible. The tyre whisperer that is. Oh, a little bit wide through there. D-Dot now having a look up the outside of this next right-hander. He's not quite close enough either. Goes for the switchback. Leave the door wide open for Millerman to have a go here. Aldo and Alien Swift still tucked onto the back end of this fight. Old Crawler only a 2nd back as well. Managed to get a little bit of breathing room between himself and those battling drivers behind. Johnsky, Rob Scott and DK10 still bumper to bumper up here. Hulky unfortunately just losing a bit more time, 2.7 seconds down. Cutler still having to go defensive. He's got D-Dot and Millerman looking for a way past him. Aldo's right there as well. Oh, there's contact. Just, he's not going to know who's done that. Everyone's car looks the bloody same. Does look like everyone backed off a little bit just to allow Cutler to keep that position, but that's brought everyone else right back into this fight. Look at them all swarming there. Halfway through this race, and everybody, unfortunately, except Hulky, still bumper to bumper. Alien Swift now into 2nd, piling the pressure on Cutler. Cutler again going to the inside. Alien Swift looking to run around the outside here. He might have left the door open for Millerman to sneak through. Millerman's going to have the line into this next turn. It's all about who outbreaks who. And again, wow, slings one up the inside there. Millerman. Aldo as well thinks, I'll have some of that while the door's open. What is going on? D-Dot as well fires himself through. Alien Swift goes from 2nd to 5th. One turn. Still keeps himself right involved in this fight. A little bit of contact between himself and Aldo. Oh, and unfortunately behind. Oh, that's the wrong key. Unfortunately behind, Old Crawler has dropped a couple of positions as well. Rob Scott and Pajonski have managed to get back past him. Rob Scott's actually got himself past Pajonski as well. DMK10 is still 1.5 seconds down. And Hulky now 2.3. So maybe a little mistake from DK10. Old Crawler do then? Can he get that position back? Everybody's still bumper to bumper. Millerman's managed to get himself through into first. Cutler's having a look back at him into turn 1. Side by side, it's contact. He's had to back off. He's allowed Millerman to keep that one. But D-Dot's had to take a slightly different line through there. That's allowed Aldo to come and have a go at him. Side by side as they run into this next hairpin. Does look like D-Dot's just going to hold it. Alien Swift firing one, almost getting himself up the inside of Aldo. He's got Rob Scott right there with him. Pajonski tucked onto the back end. Old Crawler still just 0.7 of a second back himself. Everybody's tyres going to be hurting now. Over the back end of Cutler. D-Dot and Cutler are first and second. Sorry, it's Cutler and D-Dot, first and second in the championship. D-Dot looking for a way through. He's faked Cutler and slung one up the inside. Chucks himself into second then. Millerman still first. Cutler's running slow out of there as well. Aldo now having a look at him. Top 8 drivers still pretty much bumper to bumper. Old Crawler looking to come back at it's now Alien Swift all the way down in 7th. D-Dot having a look at Millerman round the outside, but Millerman holds it. D-Dot gets a slightly better run out of this final turn though. Now gets himself up the inside of Millerman. Through he goes into first then. 4 minutes remaining. Still everything to play for, still pretty closely packed on track. Some chaos in one of these hairpins could allow anybody to take a win. Alien Swift and Old Crawler in the background having a bit of a battle, I think it was. Alien Swift just holds on to it. So D-Dot first then, Millerman second, Cutler third, Aldo fourth, Rob Scott fifth, Pajonski 6th, Alien Swift 7th, Old Crawler in 8th, DK10 in 9th, Hulky still only 2.8 seconds down actually in 10th. D-Dot then pulling a bit of time over Millerman, 0.8 of a second. Cutler hanging on to Millerman's rear end, 3 minutes remaining. Oh, Cutler having a look up the inside of Millerman through that first hairpin. Aldo as well just tucked into this fight. Any kind of door left open, he's going to slot his way through. Gets a bit of a nose up the inside of Cutler. Can he hold that speed into this next right-hander and run himself around the outside? No, he can't. Rob Scott and Pajonski now bolted onto the back end of this fight. So And these boys have just got to be a little bit careful. Rob Scott now going defensive. Cutler dives up the inside. Rob Scott dives up the inside of Aldo. Cutler dives up the inside of Millerman. Positions changing all over. Pajonsky and Rob Scott got through. Millerman then, fortunately, once you leave one, let one driver through, as long as another driver's close enough, they can slot their way through right behind. And that is exactly what has happened there. D-Dot, so some chaos has ensued. 2.3 second lead now. Cutler in second. Millerman harassing him for that position though. Oh, a little bit of contact between Pajonsky and Millerman. Pajonsky's got himself back past Rob Scott as well. There is Pajonsky in fourth, Rob Scott in fifth. Aldo now sixth. Alien Swift seventh. Old Crawler eighth. Still pretty tightly bunched up on track. It is really only D-Dot who's managed to make a bit of a break, and the two drivers who've dropped back a little bit. D-Dot now 2.7 seconds. One more lap remaining. He's just got to keep it pointing the right way round. Cutler, on the other hand, has got to worry about all these Ukrainian drivers chasing him down. Millerman third then, not close enough to make a move. Pajonsky fourth. To leave the door open a little bit so as not to take Millerman out. That will almost cost him that position to Rob Scott behind. Oh, now Millerman. Millerman, can he carry the speed? This is where he got Cutler last time. Oh, not quite. It's going to be a drag up the final straight. Pajonsky back under threat here from Aldo. Aldo carrying the speed. The two drivers, Pajonsky and Rob Scott, heaviest cars, or two of the heaviest cars. D-Dot though, 3.7 seconds. Final lap shows up on screen. Just this last turn to go. And D-Dot is going to take the win here in race 3 tonight. Good drive. Cutler then is going to come home for second. Flipping over, got drivers all over the place. Millerman takes third, Aldo fourth, Pajonsky fifth, Rob Scott sixth. I'm not sure, I think it was Rob Scott that was going sideways across the track. Alien Swift takes seventh, Old Crawler eighth, DK10 in ninth, and Hulky in 11th. What? 10th. I haven't even got 11 drivers. Where did that one come from? Yeah, that third race is always a bit of a banger. That was good. D-Dot then raised himself 4 positions, taking the win. LWR Design, there you go. Go and check out his gallery on Facebook if you, on the PlayStation Network if you want to go and see some of his liveries. There's plenty on the LWR page on Facebook as well. Was it Kilted Designs? Are you part of that now? I forget. So many things happen and change in this sim racing world. I struggle to keep up with half of it. But yeah, some really good racing in that one. Really good, keeping it nice and tightly packed together all the way to the end there. Full 15 minutes of bumper to bumper action. That's what we like. Works out well in these minis as well. So that's it for tonight. We have got the final round, same time, same place next week. So Monday at 8:30 for a full enduro at Interlagos. I myself am back on Wednesday night at 8:30 for the Team Oliver Racing GR3 League. Back on Friday night for, what are we, week 6 of Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship, hosted by Mature Racing Club. And oh yeah, the Sunday League's done now with the P1 boys. That's it until GT7 comes out, so a week. But yes, then we'll spend a month just sort of getting used to the game, figuring out how it works, setting all the cars up, giving people time to buy all the cars before all the racing kicks off. Like I say, some drivers will buy the game but not have all the credits, won't be able to buy all the cars, etc, etc. So just got to give people time to get themselves bulked up on, you know, cars and money and tuning and figure all that out, because it is totally different to this game. So it's going to be interesting. So yes, one more round of this. 8:30, same time, same place next week. Wednesday at 8:30 as well for that Team Oliver Racing GR3 League, and then Friday 9 o'clock for the GTTCC. DK10, thanks for the comms, buddy. Great job. No problem, mate. No problem at all. I hope you have a better race next week. Get that brake fixed. So yes, that's pretty much it from me. If you want to help the channel out, get yourself over to buymeacoffee.com/dartsmoker and drop a donation on there if you want. Much rather you got hold of me at dartsmoker@googlemail.com. Send me a similar sort of price as the Buy Me a Coffee donations, and I can send you some stickers out. Stickers weren't available when the Buy Me a Coffee thing came out. Totally different setup anyway. So t-shirts and stickers available if you want any of that. Yeah, get hold of me at darksmoker@googlemail.com or via the Facebook page. Just send me a little message. Entirely up to you. Other than that, I hope you like what you've watched. If you have, give it a like, a comment, subscribe. Yeah. Tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dart Smoker. I'm out of here.